Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Firefly Tarot. If you guys are wondering why I'm posting more often now, honestly, I'm just trying to take my own advice, and I was trying to make this a habit. So whenever you guys see me filming like this and that's not the black background, it's because I'm at my store, and I'm trying to make a habit of filming right when I get in, or like after I do whatever I need to do, and it's been working so far. So I want to really keep it going, and like hopefully I can do the weekly reading, but I won't be at the store, so hopefully I can still fit those in because I do miss doing those, and I know you guys are requesting that. So for today's topic, I want to thank subscriber Many21. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, but this was recommended. This was one of the recommendations that I had asked for you guys for topics, so special thanks there. And for anyone who also might have requested this in the past, but I just couldn't do it. I don't really know too much about this topic, so this should be an interesting read. It's, I think, the first time I'm doing this, so yeah, really interesting topic here. So it's, why did you choose your current incarnation? So I don't know if stuff about maybe soul contracts will come out. I'm just gonna let Spirit do the talking here. So yes, and thank you guys so much for all of your responses and everything. So I'm gonna show you the 4 selections here. You can find either these crystals or similar ones on my website. I'll link it below, but I'm updating it pretty much every day. So I'm not sure if these will be up, but they might be. So we have here group number 1. This is the Smoky Quartz Tower. Group number 2 is the Aqua Aura Quartz. Group number 3 is the Sunstone. Group number 4 is the Amethyst. Okay. So as always, just only watch this if you feel called to it. Take as much time as you need. The timestamps are below, and it's a general reading. If you'd like a personal reading, the info is also below as well. Okay, and whenever you guys are ready, I will see you at your reading. Hey everyone, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 1, which is the Smoky Quartz Tower. And we're going to take a look into why did you choose your current incarnation. So again, I have no idea what's going to happen here. Let's just let Spirit do the talking. Spirit, this reading is for group 1, our Smoky Quartz Tower group. Spirit, please and thank you. Can you please let us know just any starting message just to ground the reading? What do they need to hear at this time regarding this topic at all? Thank you, Spirit. Okay, this is actually very, very beautiful energy. I'm not sure if it's talking about necessarily a love connection, or more so your love for the path or for something on it, or you know, something similar, like maybe even with your angels. But rest assured, the reason, I feel like the first answer here, the reason why you chose your current incarnation was actually for the love of something or someone. So let me learn as I go along here, as I read this. Spirit, can you please explain to us, why did they choose their current incarnation? What was the true reason, you know, I guess before they got here on planet Earth, or in this particular lifetime? What was the reason they chose this incarnation in this way? So it kind of looks like you guys had a bit of a plan all along. I do suspect it was a collaborative plan that you had with yourself and with probably your guides and angels, as I mentioned before. It kind of looks to me also like you had it all worked out, or I guess your soul or something, or higher self, however it works. Like I said, I don't really know. But it looks like you had it all worked out, where you knew of the challenges that you were going to go through, and I think many of you were okay with that. I mean, obviously it's a little different when we're living in it, but I think that you understood the bigger picture of, you know, why things had to happen and why they had to play out the way that they did, and you just had this higher knowing of things. Spirit, can you tell us a little bit more of the reason why they chose their current incarnation? I think with the Emperor card, it feels like they said something like you wanted to strengthen your soul and strengthen your energy, because the Emperor card is just so strong and authoritative and disciplined, and you know, just really in his power, like this energy. And so I think that it was really, honestly, it really was for like the powerful learning lessons so that you can kind of upgrade yourself. So I think there was this understanding you had from, I don't know exactly from where, but it was to elevate yourself and maybe even ascend more and more and just kind of climb the ladder, I guess. Now, like, I'll get a little bit more of the soul origin aspect of it, I think, and then we'll see if we can bring it down to earth and more so like what you have come across on this path. We'll see. Spirit, what else do we need to know, please? Why did they choose their current incarnation? Yeah, I do think it was a sort of like a mutual agreement. I'm honestly in here not getting too much of like a soul partner or anything like that. So I don't really see like a 50-50 decision. This is really 100% your decision, along with the higher ups, like I said, like the guides. And there may also have been this, and I don't know if this is true for everyone, but there may also have been this agreement that a lot was going to be hidden from you, kind of like you were meant to not see what was beneath the surface, or you were not meant to see everything all at once. Again, that could be true for all souls. I feel like I'm limited in this type of thing. I would love to learn about it. I just don't know where to learn about it. Spirit, what else do we need to know about their current incarnation or why they chose it? And then I'll get more on the Lover's card next. Here it's giving me this very, very tired feeling and just really wanting to take some moment to have some rest in between, maybe like in between the lifetimes or something like that. And let's look at first what this is, and I think I think the messages are gonna connect. Spirit, in terms of the Lover's card and why they were here, why they were brought here, why they chose to be here in this current incarnation, what do we need to know here? Spirit, with the Lover's card, what's this about? What's this regarding? This is quite interesting. I'm feeling someone who has a love for all creation, for all of, I guess, like, this reminds me of, who was it? I think it might have been Saint Anthony. I really can't recall, but it reminded me of that phrase, like, for love of all of God's creation or something like that. So this is a person or a soul who is not yet connected in an earthly sense to anything or anyone, but is connected to, well, I mean, with the exception of the universe and the animals and the, the spiritual things that are around. This is highly spiritual energy, not three-dimensional energy. So this is someone who is connected to everything. This is someone who not only is connected but loves all of these things, like who is has this unconditional loving connection to all things. I'm seeing it as, this is really nice. It gave me this vision of some kind of a diamond or a gem in the center of what looked like an intricate web. That was an amazing vision. I've never seen that before, and we can see just the connection. So it's almost like the love of the connection, for the love of the divine, for the love of the angels, for the love of just everything that came from it. So this is just amazing. Yeah. Okay, so anything else? Kind of the same thing here. We can see another big angel in the sky. Here we have the Judgment card. So here's a little bit more of the message where I think this has a little bit more so to do with the instruction and the lesson and the, when I say instruction, I kind of mean like maybe there was a mission, actually. Yeah, it's a faint message. It is coming up slowly. But I do think that you received a mission from the divine or whoever's in charge at that current time, I guess. I don't know. And I do think that you took it very, very willingly, and you were just very open to receiving this in this, before this incarnation and everything. I feel like it would be a little bit obvious too what your mission was here. If you want more information on this, I do have past cards for what is your path and purpose and stuff like that. There's like a whole bunch, like what does your soul want to tell you? But I feel like it's a little bit obvious. It's just simply to give back that love, you know, because that's why you're here. And maybe that's why either you chose the, if it's a soul contract, if you chose the path or it chose you, it was kind of one and the same, I believe. Can you tell us a little bit more about why did they choose their current incarnation, Spirit? Thank you, thank you. Anything more? Yeah, I mean, actually, I was going to say this, but then I didn't see the card, but now here it is. I was going to say something like to lighten the burden of those around you, or of the collective, or of the people of Earth, you know, in whatever way that you could. I think it really was that simple, not easy, but simple. It was a direct thing, like a clear mission to lighten the burden, to lessen the burden of those around you. Yeah. Okay. So what else do we need to know? Is there any other additional information that they need to know here? And now I'm just thinking of it, the smoky quartz crystal is really good for transmuting negative to positive. So when I use it, I do feel like I like to visualize that. Like if there's some negative energy within me, that the crystal helps me to just turn it into light. So maybe that has something to do with it, because you know you guys did choose the crystal. So here we have the Six of Wands. Yeah, it is giving me this same message of lifting, because the Six of Wands is an uplifting, successful, victorious card where you're literally higher up here so that you can help to lift up others too. Is there anything else about this particular lifetime that they're currently in that it will be helpful for them to know and connect these messages, Spirit? Just anything that they need to see. I mean, this, again, I feel like this is kind of obvious, but this is your heart space. This is the amount of love and empathy and sensitivity, emotional love that you have for others and your path. Now, if I just want to add here that if any of you feel like there is some kind of a disturbance in your heart center, for example, a heart chakra blockage or some past very significant emotional wounds, of the heart space, or there's something in there that really is weighing you down, I will tell you, because of all of this that we just looked into, if you do have a blockage or disturbance or disruption within the heart space, it is going to make things difficult for you because of obvious reasons. You know, it's like there was so much love here, literally your first card, and that love in essence was meant to be flowing. It was meant to be full and flowing and without disruption. And when that started, I think from the moment it started, actually, I think that it began to take you a little bit away from your true path and true self. So let's say it built over time and it just got to this point where it was, you know, it was just too much. You might feel so far removed. I don't know if this resonates, but you might feel so far removed from your true self. And this could be why. And now you can kind of see, I suppose, the spiritual or whatever it is, like 5D reasoning, possible explanation versus only just the three-dimensional sort of life explanation. So again, fascinating stuff. Even though I think that my knowledge of this particular topic is limited, please fill in the gaps if you know more about this stuff, because I'd love to learn as well. Spirit, any final messages for group number 1? And again, if you want more info, like there's so many pick a cards that you can check into. All of them are pretty much timeless except if it's dated or whatever. But I think that it could help to fill in the picture. And I have recommended, if any of you are interested, to do an Akashic record reading. Kaylee she does those, and I've recommended her before. She's really incredible, and her link is always in my description. Final messages for group number 1. You know, this is really just sort of a message of this is where we are now, and this is what it is now. There's still a lot to grow from. There's a lot to bloom from this path. The Two of Wands is actually giving me a good vibe where it's showing that there's a lot of this potential for the future. It's almost like someone looking into the future, still kind of planning ahead, figuring things out, even though there's been significant challenges and, burdens and whatever, which was in a weird way expected, right? And agreed to, strangely, right? I know that that doesn't sound like a good thing, I guess that's how it works for any of us. If we don't remember what happened in the beginning of the timeline, then we would be like, oh gosh, what did I get myself into? But I think that the growth is significant, and I think that for the most of you, I think that you have developed what it takes in order to free yourself from the painful part of the cycle and then come to the successful part, or at least where you can feel proud of yourself and successful in yourself, in your own perspective. But this is another hint that basically I feel like peace inevitably needs to come, and I'm hoping for everyone it is coming soon. That's what we've all been kind of saying, because this has been a tough year. But I think that's all. Is there any final message of advice for group number 1 about anything? Thank you. Yeah, just really continue forward in the most grounded and stable way that you can. Just keep learning, keep growing, keep taking one step at a time, keep taking care of yourself too, please. Okay, never forget that. And it really is going to be a step-by-step process. I don't think it's going to be just, any extremes for the most part, but I think that in your life, it's going to be a step-by-step process where it's growing gradually and, in a predictable, stable way. This reading has been really hard for me to find my words. I don't know if it was the topic itself or the energy. I'm not sure, but it's like I was a little bit clogged up. See, if you do feel burdened by something, please free yourself if you can in any way. Try meditating, try, maybe going into nature or anything at all that makes you feel freer, because again, by this time around, you might feel kind of stuck, and because I got this image of this Queen of Pentacles being sort of like too many weeds and too many roots and stuff, and she was kind of getting trapped, even though it was like part of what she wanted to begin with, but it wasn't quite balanced, and she needs to kind of cleanse some of that energy and free herself from some of those ties, because there were so many, and it doesn't need to be that way. So I hope that resonates, and you can just maybe take this opportunity in the near future to work on the energy hygiene of clearing, cleansing, releasing all of that. Okay, so I hope that helps. So I guess I'll leave it there, group 1. Again, very interesting topic that I didn't know what was going to happen, but I hope I delivered, and I never really know. But let me know below if anything. If you would like instead a personal reading, the info is below, and you can check out my website that I'm updating little by little with all my crystal selections. Thank you guys so much. Sending you many blessings, and I will see you next time. Okay, take care. Bye-bye. Hey everyone, this is the reading for those of you who chose the Aqua Aura Quartz. So let's see what we can get for you with this topic. Spirit, why, for group number 2, please. Please and thank you. Why did they choose their current incarnation? Any interesting information here that will be helpful to them on their journey in any way? Spirit, can we please have a starting message for group number 2, our Aqua Aura Quartz group? Just anything at all of a starting message for this topic. It feels like you guys were completely ready to go. There is this energy of determination and motivation and just complete directness. It is a straight line. Not to say that that's how, obviously it may not translate that way when we're here on Earth, because things are complicated. But on a soul level, I'm assuming that's how it works. It just seemed like it was this sort of unmistakable, fully decided path, and I would follow mission as well. So let's see what else is going on. What I'm feeling from you guys is that there was absolutely no disagreement or question or hesitation at all. I do feel that there was this close agreement with many, many, many spiritual guides. And since this is the first time doing this, I only have the last group to compare to, but they didn't really get a message like that. I'm looking at the stars on the canopy here in the Chariot card, and I'm feeling that you were in agreement with the stars themselves in a way, but the stars may represent either guides or, just any kind of other spiritual, ethereal beings, and you were in alignment with them. I don't know if maybe you're one of them, if that resonates, but it just seemed like it was this 100% contract agreement. No ifs, ands, or buts, no anything. And just like, let's go, let's do this. Okay, it was a very specific and strong feeling. Yeah, and like I said, because of the nature of this, I'm just like, wow, this is so interesting to see that it could be that way. This is not a human type of agreement, this is on a soul level. So let's get closer here. Spirit, why, for group number 2, please, why did they choose their current incarnation? Thank you. Anything at all that they can know and that I can interpret too. Okay, so we have the 5 of Pentacles, the 7 of Wands, the 6 of Swords. So this looks like the same kind of energy of determination where someone here is so doggedly decided to get out of some type of hardship energy. Now, the hardship energy, I don't know exactly if that was part of the bargain, if that just was something that happened. I don't know exactly where that may have come from. Maybe we will find out. But it doesn't really make a difference because the Chariot energy is still there to say, we're gonna get past this, or we're like, I don't know where you're going yet with the Chariot card. I just know that you're going. And then it does show, and the timing is really going to vary here because I'm not necessarily looking at 3-dimensional timing here, but when the time is right, and inevitably you are coming out of this hardship because of the efforts, the resilience, and the discipline, and the fierceness. I mean, I can't, this energy is really something. This feels like this would be a great person to have on your team because the energy is just so fierce, right? And you get to where you want to go. I just don't know how long it would take. Spirit, can you tell us a little bit more about the Chariot card and maybe the 5 of Pentacles, just so that we can understand what is going on here and their choice for this incarnation? So the King of Cups kind of just gave me the phrase of, he has everything that he needs, right? So what I feel from there is, whether this is like your higher self or the soul level or however it starts off, this feels like truly the King of Cups is balanced, is fully balanced. So emotionally and psychically, spiritually, of course. And this is someone who really has all of the words, all of the abilities, all of the intellect. It's all there for this person, right? And maybe that's why on some level they weren't worried about you, or maybe even you weren't worried either on some deeper level, to be able to get out of whatever it was, okay? Can we know why the 5 of Pentacles is here? Was that part of the deal, contract? Was it something that happened that wasn't supposed to? Like, what happened there? Again, I'm still getting the same message that it doesn't really even matter if it was there or not, because I suppose there could have been some lifetimes where things were difficult and then others where it was way smoother sailing. Doesn't really make a difference. This is still here. Oh my. So with the Devil card, I think maybe part of the message is that there were opposing forces. That is kind of the hint that I felt, that if someone is very much trying to move towards, let's say it is a positive path, however it tends to work in the background, even from an energetic perspective, of balance and whatnot, doesn't that kind of like offshoot some negative forces too? Just from an energy standpoint. But here it looks like, whether it was, how it goes. It's kind of like if you're, let's say you're a person who's like fighting for good, there's going to be plenty of not so good people that are going to be annoyed by that and try to stop you. So I don't know if that's exactly what this is, but it kind of gave me that feeling that there was this opposing force. I'll just call it that. There was this opposing force that didn't like what you were doing and were like, hey, slow down, you're not gonna, but then they didn't stop you at all. So what else, please? What do they need to know about why they chose this current incarnation, and anything else that could be interesting and helpful on their journey here? Okay. Let's see, the Tower. Kind of similar, but not so much an opposing force. More so could be kind of like sometimes a necessary force. And I think that many of you have already been through this, and you do understand that sometimes things are necessary, even though they might be chaotic or intense. So again, a little bit different from the Devil energy. The Tower energy is kind of like really neither positive or negative. Not to say that this is only negative, I'm not suggesting that, but the Tower card is really just, it is what it needs to be. Whether it's positive or negative, it's this introduction of change. And change in whatever way it appears, sometimes it is very necessary. So anything else about the beginning of this and why they chose this current incarnation? Anything more about the Chariot card? Yeah, I mean, actually this literally could mean soul contract, like I said before, which I don't know if that's true for every single person in the collective. I would not know. Maybe you guys have a better understanding of it. But also, again, the word balance. It kind of just is. It's just reminding me of the I guess, the laws of balance, the universal balance, and the way that things ultimately come back into balance naturally, I guess. So, it just is. It's a very strange thing for me to say, but it just is, and there's no question about it, which is what I saw before. So maybe kind of transitioning more so into this lifetime and their conscious 3D awareness of things. Like, is there anything there, Spirit, that they need to know about this path and connecting these messages here? Well, I mean, this is a good confirmation that regardless of how difficult it is to get there, and even how long it may take, you will get to the point of this fulfillment of your path, of your, I guess we sometimes call it our goals, but this is really the path itself. There will be a fulfillment of your path, and maybe even we could say mission too, but I'm not sure if that's what it is. If you feel it's a mission, then yeah, definitely that as well. Okay, and we have the Hierophant, and it just feels really good. It feels very fulfilling also in a sense of you connecting back to the higher forces. It's almost like if you're at a job and you have to report back to headquarters and they're like, hey, you did it, and it's great, and thank you. It's kind of like that. That's what it feels like. Anything else they need to know? Advice, messages, guidance, anything more so about the origins of this? Yeah, I mean, I did mention many guides because it was just a ridiculous amount of guides. And then here we have the Three of Pentacles. This is a little bit more of a direct kind of communication and collaboration. I'm hearing actual voices versus just seeing stars in the sky. They're very smart, whoever or whatever this is representing. The forces behind this are very, very smart, brilliant, and crafty in a way of like orchestrating something, seeing how everything works and flows together perfectly. It's really nice. It would be like a brilliant author of a novel that really leaves you with a feeling of full satisfaction of the story and growth and change and everything. I'm sure you've read a book or watched a movie where you got that feeling, or maybe a series, in fact, where you got that feeling where it was perfect, right? And if you did, please let me know, so then I'll watch or read, because I'm picky. Spirit, anything else? Any other final closing messages of why they chose this current incarnation that they're in, and any advice or guidance on their path that they can know? Okay, so Temperance, the moon, what is this in reference to, please? Okay, 10 of Cups. So the Temperance and the 10 of Cups card is highly peaceful, healing and balanced and loving and warm. The moon card, I kind of feel, is coming back to the spiritual way, where it's maybe the, okay, I don't read into this, I never have, but it kind of feels like this would be almost in between the lifetimes, because I'm getting only a soul energy here. So I don't know if maybe it's talking about like when you, I suppose, like when you finish the path or whatever. I think it's just basically saying you're gonna feel really good about what you have achieved. Okay, and I don't want to talk about, like, you know, we don't need to talk about those topics of just, that's not really my expertise, but let's talk about just here on Earth, right? But I think that you'll be very happy and peaceful with what you've achieved, and I don't know. I don't know how it works, like in terms of maybe reincarnation. I mean, let me know. I don't know if that's a choice. It probably is. What is the message here, please? I don't know if this is them trying to kind of comment on that, but I think that the burdens will be let go of, right? With the 10 of Wands and the 8 of Cups, it just looks like there is this sort of moving on from the burdens, but in a way of just saying, like, you know what, it's time. Like, I can let these go. So, and releasing. Yeah. Any other final messages about advice, guidance on their path currently, and just any confirmation, Spirit? Thank you. Yeah, actually, they kind of said the same thing. And then over here you have 10, 10, 10. There will be completion. I'm not talking about, like, you know, life and death and anything. I'm really more so talking about here, especially mentally. I feel that there will be an ending of the cycles that need to end for you guys. And oh, I got chills there. Sorry. Sorry. I totally got chills because you got another 10. It always gets me. I could do this for 20 years and I still feel surprised every time. But yeah, you got all of the 10s here. I think we're only missing one of them, which it's fine, whatever. But it's creepy, right? It was a little bit creepy how that came about. And yeah, there will be a completion for you. So I feel like that's good news. I don't know how it sounds to you guys, how it's reaching you and resonating with you. But I feel like, you know, you're really doing the job that you set out to do. I'll say it that way, okay? So I guess I'll leave it there. I'm still in mystery of what's going on here, but please let me know what you feel is going on, or anyone else, if you have some knowledge to chime in. I'd love to learn more about this topic, but thank you. If you wish for a personal reading instead, my link is below, and you can check out my website where I'm building it slowly with either these crystals or similar ones, and I'll leave that below as well. Thank you guys so much, sending you many blessings, and I will see you next time, okay? Take care, bye-bye. Hey everyone, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 3, which is the sunstone. I'm going to try to get the best messages that make sense, being that I'm not too familiar with this topic, but please fill in the gaps below if you feel like there's more that you would like to add. Spirit, this reading is for group number 3. Sunstone, please and thank you. Spirit, can you give us a starting message on this topic of why did they choose this current incarnation, group 3? Just any starting message for our sunstone group. Thank you, Spirit. You're probably going to hear some traffic in the background. It looks a little busy out there. Sorry about the noise. What a wonderful card. I mean, this is the third group in. This has so far been a fascinating video for me. I love expanding my, you know, my scope here, but this is the first time I'm seeing the sun card. So this is really amazing energy. Obviously we kind of see hints of like this inner child sort of energy, the way that there's this connection to the universe, and I'll say to God, but you know, if you don't like that word, you can, whatever word you like, to divine forces, to the universal forces, Mother Nature. It's really all expansive energy here. And there is this inner, or this little child, like this pure loving energy just arms wide open, let's receive all of it. And I'm just filled with this burst of, pure energy. So this is just amazing. I don't know what to do with it yet, but that's your first message. So it's such a powerful, powerful message for you. Spirit, in terms of why did they choose their current incarnation, please? What do we need to know here, please? Why did they choose their current incarnation? Group 3. Oh my god, duh. It just hit me that this is sunstone. Like, I don't know why that didn't register in my head. But that's really, really amazing. So much fire energy. Maybe you guys, I mean, obviously by odds, some of you are fire signs, but maybe you're fiery in your heart and your nature and your soul. And there's just so much light to you, so much presence to you, and passion, I feel. Speaking of fire, there it is again. So here you are. I don't know if it's showing kind of like all grown up, but here's the Queen of Wands. Again, we have the sunflower. I don't know if for some of you that has some special significance. It's funny because a friend of mine, one of my best friends, is on her way to the shop right now, and this is so her. I'm gonna tell her to watch this, and she I won't say who it is, but she has a tattoo of a sunflower, you see, and she's like so pure of light. So I just thought that was really funny. If it resonates with you that you're this strong fiery force of a person, lots of light, lots of energy, so it seems like for you guys, I am getting a bit of, actually I'm getting more of an energy of, let's say, kind of like choice and autonomy than I necessarily got in the first two groups. So not to say that they didn't have that choice, but here it's a different vibe. Here I'm feeling your more human energy, right? And I suppose what separates humans from whoever else is, I guess, free will. Now here I am feeling that this was your choice entirely to step forward into this incarnation. I'll get the full picture if I can. But I do feel a strong sense of that direction, self-direction, again, autonomy, independence, and choice. So this is really, really strong free will, or I should say, this is strong will here that I'm feeling. Now, the way that the Queen of Wands is holding the wand, it does feel like this fierce leader and protector, okay? Sometimes, I mean, the King and Queen of Wands are very similar to me, but here I'm really getting those vibes of like, I am this leader of whatever, and I am this fierce protector of whatever it might be, whatever I need to protect, honestly, or whoever I need to protect, Okay, what else, please? And you're gonna be really good at it. I was gonna say the word badass, excuse my language, because I don't like to swear on my channel, but that's what I heard. So we have the Six of Wands, again, more fire, more passion, more life force. So I feel like whatever it might be, there was this path to succeed. And it doesn't have to always mean what this, I guess, culture or, other people expectation-wise think it means. The truth is, I feel that success could be whatever you define it as, okay? So whether it's happiness or, just in whatever goals that you have, it doesn't really matter as long as you feel that success. And I feel like this was part of your bargain deal here. Okay, but in terms of why you chose this incarnation, it's almost like that is part of it. I mean, it does seem obvious that you chose this incarnation to be this protector, to be this leader, to be this person who shines the brightest light imaginable, especially of the heart space, and also I feel the solar plexus. And then we'll see if there's anything specific in terms of like what success you want to bring. Again, I'm feeling it's your choice, okay? I think a huge part of this is going to be whatever you choose to add to maybe the collective or however this whole process works. Spirit, anything else about why did they choose their current incarnation? Group number 3. So now we have, it's nice introducing the water energy. It's very soft, again, loving, psychic, and comforting, and healing. Okay, so, again, I'm more so than the other videos, the other options, I'm feeling the human in you, the human perspective of you. Could even be this lifetime, could have been the past lifetimes. I feel like it just continued on. I feel healer. Okay, the other stuff is still very true, very, very true. But specifically for you guys, I feel healer. Now, I don't think I said that for the other two. I'm only bringing the other two groups up because I'm just wondering if it's like a universal sort of a mission, you know, for people who are all spiritual and similar. But for you guys, I do think that this is the distinction, that you chose this incarnation to be a healer. Okay, that is what I am feeling. And obviously you can do that in many different ways. And again, it's almost like dealer's choice here, right? That you could do that through actual like physical means, right? You could do it through verbally, you could do it through energetically. It's whatever way that makes you happy. And you're skilled at as well. I'll add that it probably is going to align with your skills and talents, perhaps, you know? What else, please, in terms of why originally they chose this current incarnation spirit? Anything else? Yeah, you know, I did get the words in my head, that you were trying to help to fix things. That's kind of what I heard here. Okay. Definitely old soul within you all here, but I don't know how much you remembered, if you remembered anything from, let's say, you know, either the past lifetimes or the origins or whatever. I definitely feel that I do feel that is kind of a collective thing, and if it's not, please let me know. If some of you remember your past stuff, that would be really cool to hear about. So yeah, I think that, so by the time you got to this incarnation, you know, it does kind of seem like there was chaos, or, well, maybe not chaos exactly, but there were things that were in disarray and disorder, and just it was a lot. And you made this choice or an agreement to try to help to fix things. Really, that's what I'm feeling. And if that resonates with you, you might find that you have done that in pretty much any place that you can in your life, whether it's like in your relationships, within your family, within your job or your career and stuff, or wherever. Yeah, that goes in line perfectly with the fact that many of you are a healer, because a fixer and a healer is pretty similar, you know, that we're trying to get to, you know, we're trying to make something better than it was, add energy to it and love to it. Okay, so what else, please? Any other interesting messages that group number 3 needs to hear about? Page of Wands, pretty similar energy from the Sun. Again, we have that fire, we have that spark, we have a lot of passion, creativity, adventures. Like, there's a lot of fun stuff here with the Page of Wands. So it wasn't only just to do work. Now I'm kind of feeling the other side of it. I think a lot of you, and I probably should have picked this up here, but now I am seeing the connection. I think a lot of you also, within this, of course, like the more pure inner child energy, the pure mind energy, I'm feeling that a lot of it was also just to enjoy this life, to have fun in this life, but not to say to have fun's sake, but it's more like to experience the joys and the gifts of this lifetime, of this incarnation, this world, something like that. Anything else? Because I feel like on this level, at least from the Sun card, like you understood that these were gifts instead of whatever else, you know, it could be perceived as. You did understand that it was a gift to be here, something along those lines. Just get a few more messages. Okay, so we have the 10 of three of Pentacles. Anything else? They're giving me this subtle message with the 3 of Pentacles that you were meant to also be a little bit of a translator, where you're delivering messages from past similar beings. And, you know, it could be maybe ancestors, it could be guides, but you were actually doing some translating and transcribing in a way and trying to deliver the same messages. So you can see yourself that there's a bit of multitasking going on here. It's kind of like there's so many reasons, there's so many, maybe even missions, if that resonates. But yeah, whoever these beings were, people or beings or whoever they were, you're still passing on the information or passing on the help or something to that effect. Any other final messages? Anything here with the Knight of Swords? What is this? The Knight of Swords is a specific thing. If you have a specific mission or goal. That's what this is referring to. And if you don't currently, I feel it could still come to you, and then it's going to change things. The month of July did come up. I don't know why. It could be anything. But they were mentioning that, let's say if you did not have the idea yet for this and you don't really know what the goal is, or something like a mission or a goal or whatever, the path, it could come up for you. The month of July could be significant in some way for some of you. And what is the Five of Pentacles, please? This is nice confirmation to say that there will be some receiving. And now I feel like this could be relevant to if you're currently struggling with something, whether it's finances or health or some situation where there's hardship and struggle. They are indicating that there will be balancing soon and that you will be receiving soon, and probably a very significant way. I couldn't help but notice the Justice card was on the bottom. We also have those scales. So I don't know why exactly they're filtering this message through. It's almost like a bonus message, maybe. Or maybe it has to do with the whole grand scheme of things. Maybe some of you were like, okay, well, how can I do that if I'm in a sense of loss or, you know, whatever. But yeah, they're confirming here that you will be receiving. The timing could be different for everyone, but they just wanted to let you know that this is building. Okay. Spirit, any other final messages as to why they chose this current incarnation group 3 sunstone? Thank you, Spirit. You know, oddly, the Ten of Wands is giving me this vibe of some of you, it's almost like you want to, I don't know if this resonates with everyone, but they said something like you wanted to fix what you did too. So like if there was something in this lifetime or even a past lifetime that you felt that you either like did wrongly or like maybe you made a mistake, or I don't know exactly what, but they kind of did add that in there at the end. So as much as you're trying to add this goodness to the world and help to fix things, you also wanted to you know, to fix your perceived mistakes. I don't know if it, you know, was truly a mistake or not, or it was part of the whole, you know, journey, but you wanted to do that for yourself too. So you're not excluded from the entire journey here, the entire path. Like you were also included, that you wanted to give yourself this healing and this balance and this loving energy. Okay, do we have just a final piece of advice for them, please? Okay, Queen of Pentacles. I think the final advice just for this particular moment in time, they said be careful of your own self-perception and try to not judge yourself, because I think maybe some of you might have this idea of yourself that you're not doing things right, or that again, like you're in the wrong, or you've made too many mistakes, or like there's something that's really affecting perhaps your self-confidence. Please be aware of that. If that resonates, if you feel like it could resonate, try to be aware of that, because obviously that's not the case. I just want to tell you, obviously that's not the case. And it also, as you can see, is not serving you, because it's just this heaviness and maybe even a misperception of yourself, and they just want you to come back into truth, because you coming back into truth will bring you back into your light as well. But that's like probably a whole separate, you know, thing. But if you do want to check any of my other readings, like about the soul or about, you know, whatever, maybe even like blockages, please look at those, because they're all timeless except if it's otherwise noted in the title. So I think I will leave it there. I do hope that this was helpful. Again, very interesting topic and reading, and please let me know in the comments, you know, what your thoughts are, because I'd love to know. But thank you guys so much. If you want a personal reading instead, the link is below, and I'm also leaving my website below with some of my items that you can shop around there. But thank you guys once more. Sending you blessings. Okay, I will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye. Hey everyone, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 4, which is the amethyst. So let's take a look here. Spirit, this reading is for group number 4, amethyst group. Please and thank you. Again, in the intro, I did note that I'm not too familiar with this topic, so I hope I can deliver messages that make sense. Spirit, can you please give us a starting message? This is for group 4 amethyst, of why they chose their current incarnation. Just any starting message here for them. This is, I'm sorry. I'm only laughing because this really tickled my funny bone, because this is like an inside joke. I gotta stop. But for the Fool, I feel like you chose this incarnation because you felt like it, some of you, but also because you wanted to explore. So it's either or. The Fool card is just, at least in this context, I'm feeling that the Fool card is just so free and unburdened, uninhibited, and obviously that could kind of go in different directions, but there's this complete freedom of choice and just this curiosity to explore realms and the world and everything it has to offer. So it's just this all-encompassing freedom that I'm feeling here. Okay. Yeah. So what else do we need to know, please? Why did they choose this current incarnation, Spirit? No, I also was reacting out of nervousness because I'm like, oh boy, how did they know? Like, the Fool card represents someone for me, and who always is connected to group 4. That's why I was laughing. I was like, okay, that's bizarre. Anyway, alrighty. So we have the 4 of Pentacles, the Temperance card. Spirit, what is the actual true reasoning behind it? Why did they choose this current incarnation? I do think part of it was that you chose this current incarnation perhaps to heal, to choose to heal something within yourself. That was part of it. Okay, there might be multiple answers here, similar to group 3, which had a little bit of everything, but not the other 2 groups, I don't think. But yeah, I do think that there was something here that really was in need of some healing and some profound spiritual growth. And the way that it is all going to come together, I think, will be this divinely guided story. You know, the way that it just evolves and, you know, pans out over time in a very creative and beautiful way, in a fulfilling way. So, but okay, so was there a reason? Like, what was the true reasoning, the choice itself of choosing this current incarnation for group 4? Yeah, they said with the the 5 of Wands, that it had to do with making sense of something, or again, bringing something back into, I think, harmony or equilibrium, or something where it needed to work itself out. But can you tell us a little bit more about the Fool and I guess the mindset or the decision here with the Fool? Again, it kind of didn't really need an explanation. It just said because you wanted to, because you felt like it, or because you wanted to explore. That is the case. I think that's literally the reason. I don't know if that resonates with all of you, but that's most of the reason. Like I said, there is something to potentially heal. Sorry, I got interrupted there for a second. But as I was saying, that I think the original reason was the Fool card, like I was saying, where this was your choice, this was your desire. There was this desire as well to heal and come into balance. So then we have here the 6 of Wands. Now, what I'm feeling with the 6 of Wands is like, I feel like the 6 of Wands was part of what you wanted to explore in terms of either whatever kind of success, however you define success, but also a little bit of material success too, meaning like maybe there was something with actual money and prosperity. Maybe there was something with, just as an example, like, you know how people want to own a house or own a whatever it might be. I feel like there was something here that had a special significance and meaning to you. And so there was like, there was this, you know, tie or calling to that as well. Spirit, what else do we need to know, please, for group number, for group number 4, Amethyst? Why did they choose their current incarnation, and any other details about what we have so far? Yeah, actually, so that's kind of weird. Like, it very much confirmed what I just mentioned, because I wasn't sure. So we have here Page of Wands, the 7 of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles. I think there was this side of you, maybe could have been your younger self. Now, there could be many reasons for this, but maybe there was somewhere along the lines you kind of wanted the security, I think, you know. So again, if it was something physical that you were desiring, it could have been because you wanted to feel that sense of security. Spirit, anything more about the Fool card? Because that's the one I really want to, I think, answers a lot of it. Yeah, this is nice. So with the Fool card and then now the Three of Cups, we're actually seeing support, okay? That kind of took me by surprise because I just didn't feel any of the energy yet, but here it is. The Three of Cups does feel like there is this support. So spiritual support, you know, guidance, angels, some type of support in that way. And I do think that they're encouraging you. Now, what I'm feeling from them is that they're saying, like, go off and live your life and go into the world, and you can do this, kind of like that supportive energy, almost like a spiritual cheerleading team, you know, that sort of thing. Can we know a little bit more? And you know, this is just a little bit of a side message, but they did say that we will support you in any way that we can, because the Ten of Wands is one person holding up everything. So they're just trying to remind you, and just, you know, even now in your life, they're trying to say, like, no, we will help you. We'll lift things for you. We'll support you in whatever way you need. But, you know, obviously maybe that also implies you have to remember to ask them. I don't know if it's automatic. Some of it could be, but also I think it is important to have that interaction. Anything else about this current incarnation? Just any other messages? Now with the Tower card, I'm feeling the word confusion. I do feel like, you know, obviously any lifetime, any incarnation can be very confusing at a certain point. But here with the Sun card, they are saying that there is a very simple way to come back to clarity. And it's actually just the Sun card, which is, I mean, essentially it's pretty much the same energy as from when you got here with the Fool. The Sun card is your purity, your light, and, you know, just your pure and cleansed sense of self. Probably I would say it's your soul, like the purity of your own soul, without kind of some of the confusion of the 3D world and of some of the struggles and whatever. So it's not to say that you have to tap into your own inner child. I think this is a little bit beyond that. I think this is more tapping into your inner child's soul, like your soul's inner child, if that makes sense. I don't know if I and then here we have the Seven of Wands. Yeah, so I don't know why they wanted to include that message here, but I do think that it was necessary for the entirety of the reading to say to you, if things do get confusing, just come back to your light, come back to your soul's inner truth, your inner child, and all of the truth that rests there within that light. And with the Seven of Wands, I kind of also just feel like it's a card that is reminding you, like, you know, keep going. And I don't think you're going to stop, actually. I just think that they're encouraging you to continue in this path, you know, and if there are burdens, to please ask them for some help and support there. Spirit, any final messages as to why they chose this current incarnation? Just anything else to help us understand why they chose this current incarnation? So now with the Queen of Wands, I am getting a little bit of a different facet of you, where I do think that there was some sincere learning along the way. They gave me kind of like either the number 2, or maybe they said something about like maybe you're the age of like the 20s or something like that. So depending, right? I think that decade for you guys either will be, is, or was a highly significant spiritual learning time for you, okay? So it's very powerful there. So they want you to think about that time of your life, or project that time of your life, depending on your age, obviously. And there is something here. Now, that specific time frame, I'm feeling that there's going to be, or has been, that discovery of self and path and what's important to you, and everything kind of starting to make sense. Obviously this will continue. I feel like that's where a lot of the paths like started, and a lot of the things started to bloom, you know, the seeds planted, all of it. I feel like that's a big part of it. Excuse me. Anything else? Yeah, I think that in addition to what I said with the Fool card, I did say that I feel there's going to be multiple reasons here. As you progressed in your path, I think that one of the biggest things of why you chose this incarnation it is true to the Fool's energy. The Queen of Wands is giving me the same thing. This is a person who has this almost unending thirst for knowledge and curiosity and discovery. So it's very exciting in itself. Yes, it can sound tiring because obviously, it can be a lot for any one person. But yeah, I mean, I feel like this is like I think I have said this before if you resonate, but the Renaissance man or woman, like a Renaissance person, where they want to really explore all of the gifts and all of the excitements that this world has to offer, and there's just so much, but also have fun with it too. But yeah, the learning journey, in particular the spiritual learning journey, I'm getting a lot of hermit energy from her as well, because there is that spiritual wisdom at the end of everything, how it all comes together. That spiritual wisdom was part of why you chose this incarnation, I think. Any final messages as to the why, the choice, any advices that you have for our group 4? This is nice. In case you have the Lovers, what is the message with the Lovers card? I mean, I definitely think that there was some healing to do in terms of like finding either self-love or maybe even love of another significant person, where there had to be a healing of the heart space and maybe a union too for some of you, because I felt like a strong connection there. Yeah, that was part of the path, I feel. That was part of the destined path, was either to come to that, purity of the heart, the love, the healing, the union, and for only some of you, there could have been a shared destiny too, in some way. Okay, so with the Two of Pentacles, it's at this point I feel like these are all the messages, and I'm just like trying to conclude it here. That it feels like this was wholeheartedly your decision. I think honestly, a lot of you may not have known what was to come. Not to say you didn't know what you were getting into. I just think that you were so maybe it was like courageous with the Fool card, because you can see that he doesn't really know what's going to come. He just is at the edge of the cliff and he's ready to fly. He's ready to explore and expand himself, like wherever that might lead him. But obviously that can be a little, scary sometimes, or conflicting. But with the Two of Pentacles, I think the final advice I'm feeling for you guys just now is, no matter what your decision ultimately originally was, to stand by it, because you made the decision. And I mean, like, let's say in a technical sense, we can't go back in time anyway. So the final advice I'm feeling for you guys is to stand by your decision, to make the most of it, to get the most learning that you can out of it, and then continue to make more decisions that you can feel very good about, and ultimately very proud of too. Okay, so you have a lot of power to conduct your own life, to create your own path, to manifest whatever it is. And I do feel a highly creative spirit, and like I said, so much passion too. So this is the card. Like, it just really kind of resonated with me. Spirit, final message for them about anything. Yeah, just keep moving forward, keep moving on and forward. Try not to get bogged down too much by the past, or heaviness of the past specifically. It's okay to acknowledge the past, but they're just asking you to keep on, with that releasing, sailing forward. Notice how this person is really not burdened in a physical sense. They're just learning from it, and they're releasing as they go along. So try not to get too bogged down, too burdened. Okay. So group 4, I guess I'll leave it there. I think the kind of nature of the energy from the beginning was a little bit, it was diverse. There was a lot of different things, and I think I was having trouble finding that specific answer and reason, but that doesn't mean we always have to have a specific reason. Like I said, the very first card you got was that because you felt like it, because you, not in an impulsive way, but like because you wanted to. It made you happy, and because you wanted to find more of that happiness and seek that happiness. So I don't know if it does resonate. Let me know below. If you instead would like a personal reading, the info is below for that as well. Thank you guys so much. You can check out my website, where I'm listing more and more things daily of the crystals. I don't know if these will be up there by then, but eventually they will, and there's other choices too. Thank you once more, sending you blessings and so much unconditional love, and I will see you next time. Okay, take care. Bye bye.